Hello, Goddesses, and welcome to this week's guidance for week of the 10th of December 2023. There will be my usual review of last week, the guidance for the week ahead, but just a few reminders for you in this intro. First of all, we have the new moon oracle this circle this Tuesday, the 12th. Looking forward to that. Wednesday the 20th is our development circle. We'll be taking a soulful review of the year, not looking at what we did, but looking at how we were. And we'll have that on Wednesday the 20th, and then the full moon circle Wednesday the 27th. And then we'll be into January. So here we go with my review for last week. So I hope you're in a comfortable place, ready to review what happened over the past week. So just take a deep breath and clear your mind. And if you can't remember what last week's guidance was, that's okay, because sometimes I have to look back as well. But it was maybe. It was about our soul belief and moving from the intellectual belief of what we know to what we believe in our soul. And to do that, we start with maybe. So maybe, baby. So what last week was a maybe for you? Did you think maybe there's something that I just don't have to deal with anymore? I have to give that to the universe and step back? Or did you think maybe there's something I do need to get more involved in because that's what my soul is calling me to do? Maybe there was something that you felt you just couldn't deal with or didn't want to do. Maybe you felt tired. Maybe you felt elated. Just maybe last week. What was the maybe for you? The point at where you intellectually knew something, but it was moving into your soul. The point at which you were faced with a choice or decision about something and you didn't know what to do. And you were doing, maybe I do this, maybe I do that. Now, maybe can be our friend. We think maybe is vacillating. It's not making a choice. It's sitting on the fence. But sometimes sitting on the fence is a great place to be, right? Because you get a better view. You can see more of the information you need. So how did maybe work out for you last week? If you journal or want to journal and make a few notes about that for yourself, feel free to do so before we move on to the weekly guidance. Or if you just want to sit with it and you don't want to write anything, but you just want to spend the time reflecting and just pausing back at key events or key feelings of last week. Looking back at key events is helpful, but if you think back to last week where the key points when you felt a trigger, an emotional trigger, you felt a strong emotion or reaction to something, and that reaction could be good, bad, confused, it could be anything. So think about those things last week and how did maybe help you. Maybe helped me last week because it was like, maybe this is going to flow through. Because I know it is, I intellectually know that emotions and soul and grief soul will flow through. And there's, not a lot I can do about it. There are some things, but I have to let that happen. So last week maybe helped me with that. It stopped me clinging on to it. It stopped me trying to force it to happen more quickly. And I sat with maybe. So that's the review for last week. Let's move on now to the weekly guidance. Our weekly guidance this week is one message as we have the new moon circle on Tuesday, where we'll get a lot more guidance for the next couple of weeks ahead. And I felt there was a specific question I needed to ask the universe this week. And that question is, what do we need to withdraw from? So the new moon lacks a lot of visibility. We rarely see it until a couple of days after, when we start to see the crescent and the different shapes that come up. So it feels like there's a time for people to withdraw from something and to take some rest and nourishment before we get to the full moon in a few weeks. And what is that? That is collective empowerment. So what a really interesting message. What do we need to withdraw from? We need to look at the collectives that we are part of. So think as the collective as a community group, a work group, a friendship group, a family group, anything where you're involved with other people, and it's something that has its own identity or culture. And that's kind of what it's asking you to look at and withdraw from. Maybe, and it's not a permanent withdrawal. This is not a permanent withdrawal. Remember, it's just for this next couple of weeks, for this new moon period. What do we just need to step back from? So take a deep breath and take a moment now and just ask yourself, what little groups or little societies around and in your life do you just need to take a step back from right now? You're not leaving them necessarily, and actually it doesn't feel like you're leaving anything. It's just that you need some breathing space from something, and it will be different for each of us. For me, it's my family. I need a little bit of breathing space for my family, and I attended a family function yesterday, but I'm withdrawing from some others over Christmas, because that's what I need to do for my own breathing space. So is it a community group that you've got involved in, and they see you as a capable person and they're just piling more and more on you, asking you or expecting you to do more, and you've just done it without actually having a conversation about it or saying yes, and you now find it's not something you can do because you don't have the time, it's not your skill set, or actually you just feel you've been taken advantage of and you need to change the dynamic of what's going on in that group. So it's something related to the dynamic of the group and your place in it that you no longer feel comfortable with and you need to take a step back from. I invite you now just to take a deep breath and just move out of your conscious mind and into your inner self. And just think about now all the different groups around you in your life that you participate in. And you may not have thought about them as groups anymore. It could be, that group of friends you meet for a coffee, the first of every month or something. It could be something as, simple as that. You don't necessarily identify a group or call yourself a group, but this collection of people that come together for something that you are part of. So as you breathe and think about the different areas of your life, something may come up straight away for you. If it doesn't, that's fine. It just means that you haven't recognised that thing as a group yet, as a collective. And why do you have to withdraw from it? Because it's no longer empowering you, because the message here is about collective empowerment. There's no longer any empowerment for you in that group. You've either given it away and surrendered it, and other people have taken it, and that's when you feel taken advantage of. Or it's a case of there's politics going on and people are vying for position, and it's just not sitting well with you. So if you need to stay with that for a few more minutes now, after this vlog finishes, do so, and maybe just make a note of it in a journal or on your phone or on a piece of paper, something for you, and just keep that with you over the week as a reminder, because if you can't think of what it is now, it's going to come to you during this next week. So what group, what collective do you just need to step away from for a little while and take some breathing space from, to regain your soul and your place in that group? I will see you on Tuesday for the New Moon Circle. Take care. Bye.